close to the well, and suddenly from it, from within the well, a huge um, bubble of water appears and swallows you whole. And inside the water, you could see the chain. It looks like the chain is wrapped around somebody's form. It's, it's semi-transparent. You can see um, almost fluorescent, semi-visible bones and organs, and perhaps the outlining of the body. And the chain had actually claimed him, like um, wrapped around this body, and it's the water is pulling you in its center.
Can we see through this water?
You see how he suddenly disappears in nothingness, just like. But the rope that you have, it's still like um, it ends in nothing, and apparently something is pulling um, Enzo still because the rope it's pulling you too, like trying to pull you.
Everybody grab the rope, please.
Okay, so just going to try to get the chain.
Start swimming, bitch.
I tried to get my wolf to hold on to the very end of the rope as well with his teeth.
Okay, handle animal. So this is something a wild animal would be unaccustomed to doing. Nope. He tries to bite whomever is closer to you. Not you, because he's deathly afraid of you. But let's see. He tries to bite. Um, who? He tries to bite Miko, and he bites. He bites Miko.
Can I just like bitch slap him?
I
Uh,
punch.
okay, yeah, you could bitch. As a matter of fact, he bites Miko for 5 points. Okay, so you start pulling the rope. Um, and so did you add the stuff from that other thing that you're wearing?
It's +2, right?
Yes.
On athletics, but in water that wouldn't have more. Or no, it was +2. Okay. Yeah, that's
So
it.
what happens is when you get closer to this chain, it seems like the chain is almost alive, and you try to grab it, perhaps.
Yep.
You grab the chain, and suddenly that thing that you are carrying, that you're wearing around your neck, is glowing. All of you start, you begin to see the outlining Enzo's body, and he's like fighting with something, like a giant arm that's trying to pull him into the well, and the arm looks like ghostly rotten flesh. It's very very long and very hideous, with big fangs like nails. Um,
Is there still some slack on the rope?
yes.
Okay, I quickly tie it to a tree.
All right. So
Uh, do you have handle anymore as a class skill? Because otherwise, it's 2 point. If it's not a class skill, every 2 skill points is actually
that's
one.
he can buy himself a manual, and
Okay.
yeah, it's nothing. So you're trying to wrestle with that chain. Roll me normal melee attack. Oh, no, grapple. I meant. I see. And ooh, well, you managed to rip the chain out of whatever it was holding it, and um, then you start pulling.
I flip it off, and
You start pulling him back. I'm guessing. Wanna roll a strength check. The rest will give him just +2.
Everyone do a strength check. That's
No, just one of them. One of you will roll the strength check, and the rest will give him +2 bonus.
someone from the three of you must roll a strength check.
What I said.
Yeah.
Who has the highest strength?
Wouldn't that be metagaming? Or
Yes.
Okay,
that's
who
me.
is Buffu? I have checked
Well,
out everyone in this group. Who has the biggest muscles?
I'm
I make
already-
mental notes of this stuff for
already
purposes.
done it.
Okay.
Okay. So Jack pulls the rest of you to manage to pull the tight body of Enzo from whatever force was holding him, and Enzo drops to the ground. He has a chain, a very strange looking black iron chain that's has some moss and mold over it, and it looks wet. He himself is completely dry.
Can I inspect both
No.
that chain and his necklace using metallurgy?
But I'll hold it. I'm not doing it. This is my chain.
Okay.
Okay, you can look at the chain. The other thing is made of wood and other pieces, little pieces. You can role play that. Not a, to me.
I know quite a lot about metal. Do you want me to, have a look at that thing?
Yeah, okay. And we're just doing it in the meantime.
Okay, I'll do a roller roll. Hey!
Well, you very carefully look at the piece, the other part of the chain that he's not holding while you walk to the village. And it looks like an iron chain, like chain that has been made with a very simple crafting skill, but the pieces, the rings of the chain have been fused in such a way that you do not. It defies your knowledge. They look like it. They have been. They are not interlocking. They are just next to each other. They are not. The rings are not interlocking. Some unknown force is holding them.
Okay, so the question is, can I change the rope that is on my medallion and just put the chain?
You could, yes. No.
Yeah, okay.
It will look like
I'll look like a pimp, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
look like
yeah.
an Italian. I will look like a modern Italian. Let's be honest. Hey!
this chain. It looks wet. Always.
Aw.
Of course, while he holds it, the place where he holds it is always dry.
Ah, okay.
So
Then-
does it just look wet?
Then,
or is it
then
actually
I'll
wet?
just
It's actually wet when you touch it to inspect it. It's wet, and when you rub it with some perhaps piece of cloth, or a rag, after a while it's and you can't clean that moss and that mold all over it. It has some spots.
Yeah, but when I touch it, it's dry on the places I touch it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then I put it on. Yeah, I use it instead of the rope for my
Okay, I'll tell you what happens.
infant bitchin'.
Okay, so this is. It took you just like maybe 2 3 hours to get back to the village and do all of this. Those three people, they're waiting for you.
And the corpse of a.
Yes, yes, you already loaded it on your jeep, and you can now leave the village. Let's see.
Is the compass pointing at anything?
The compass is pointing at those three people.
All of them?
Yes, and he's also pointing at Miko.
How many needles does that compass have?
No, it's just
Yes,
jumping around.
Just jumping around. When you move around, it jumps.
Okay. But if we are all together at the same distance, who does the needle show?
You.
Good.
No, that's okay.
You three can go away.
Okay, let's see. It's good. Okay, so we're tying. I'm taking my rope and we're tying Fluffy on the top of the car.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
just
know.
like, while Fluffy is distracted by trying to eat Miko's leg, I'm just gonna like sneak up behind him and knock him out.
This thing,
This
it
thing
will.
won't have any brain to be trained.
This thing will attack every single one of you, and it will attack every single one of your enemies if they're close to it. So you could just, Dominic could just stick it somewhere in some direction, and it will just attack everybody in this direction.
Pretty
That's
much, but I want to actually be able to control it, so I'm probably gonna spend the downtime
it's
to
like-
train it.
It's like Pac-Man. It's like Pac-Man. It goes in one direction and that's it. You can only
Yeah.
change the direction. You can
So-
stop it.
Is there anything else on the mission to do, or can we?
I don't know. It's your choice.
I think we.
Did all right?
I think we're pretty good on what all. I think the only thing that was left was to find the source of everything, and I was kind of gone for a second dealing with my dog with that when you guys went down the well, so I'm not quite sure what was going on with that.
I'm gonna guess it's that the ugly lady we spoke to.
Okay. Okay. So
We should have checked the area for more artifacts, right? But didn't they say they already recovered the artifacts?
We got the majority of the objectives done. I'm pretty satisfied with this.
Well, did we ask about the location they found these things?
what thing?
The artifact, the saber, and other thing, the alien thing.
It was in the village. They were attacked. Remember, this was one of the bodies that they recovered.
Okay, so we should have checked that at the village for more artifacts, right?
Okay, we could search the village. Certainly.
Okay, well, we will put stuff in our jeep and others. Who is alright? Dominic is good at talking with people, right? Ask people for more artifacts.
Yeah, I can.
Gather information check, Dominic.
Alright.
And
While who's going to search the village again?
maybe if you show money, they give you more information.
No,
already
they don't. They what exactly do you ask them? Well,
I'm asking about any more artifacts, where exactly the source of the strangeness might be. And I also kind of want to get a vibe on, like, what they think of the three people that we got.
about the vibe, they are all like some of them they like those three people. They say that they help them in any way, some way. Some of them are somewhat reluctant. Some of them also dislike them. About artifacts, they say that most of them weren't part of the men who fought the enemies off. They don't they don't know what happened. There are a couple of them who say that um, um, they've seen a lot of big lights floating around the years, and they were landing somewhere in the forest, the zone. Nobody is that stupid from this village to go and look. The zone had claimed enough lives already. And about additional artifacts, one of them swears that he has something, and he shows you this disc as that he snuck it away, hid it for anybody else to see it, and he offers to sell it to you for 1,000 pennies. He, of course, is open to negotiation.
Yeah, I'm gonna heckle the shit out of that.
Okay, so he says, alright. Perhaps that original wasn't that cool. So, he says, I'll sell the item.
You cut out.
500? Yeah, he says that he'll sell the item for 550.
Alright. Does anybody have 550 yen?
I can. Miko has a lot of money.
Yeah, mine money.
Yeah.
Those are sweet Finnish money.
Yeah, but they will.
I'm not keeping money for
Reprimand
everyone.
you.
I just get my share. So you should have your money.
They'll reprimand you for this. It's the mission. It's for the mission. It's not
Yeah,
for-
I already used my money. Come on.
He used more of.
I have.
Okay.
I can give you 300.
Can you give me how much?
300. I can give you more.
Alright, anybody else? I brought down the price by a lot, so.
Yeah, so you do have your money too. So.
Yeah, but he spent it on the bag, so that leaves with us with good old Jack. Yakumo, come on, you have 250.
Maybe instead of some money, you could throw in some of the items from the bag.
No, they are way more valuable. What's the point of getting?
Oh, come on, guys, you all have money. Just put it.
What's the point of trading one item for the other? Well, we need all the items.
We got how much? At least 2,000 yen last time.
Come
Each.
on, you Norwegian Jew. Come on, 250.
Fine, I'll give you $5.
Why do you
Okay,
even need
how
money?
much are you missing?
250.
Fine, you can have 250.
Yay. Alright. So after we finish with our little huddle, I hand him the money.
Yeah, you should have rolled another appraise check, goddamn. We get the item. Yay. Sadly, we didn't get a lot of info on the strange. I mean, I guess Jack can. We can explain what happened to Jack, but
We go say super engine crank.
We got all the mission things. I think
okay.
we can go
Hold
home
on,
with
before
these
we
three.
leave, can I go talk to the old man that we first met when we got here?
Yeah, we were talking to him also.
Yes,
So
he's
the
still
mission-
with you. So what's you want?
Ask him. So before we leave, I just ask you one thing, if you could answer me honestly here.
Hmm?
Why is everything so strange here? Like, no metaphors, no riddles, just an answer, please.
Okay, roll me a diplomacy.
I believe in you.
I don't. Let's see. Diplomacy.
One, one, one.
No, come on.
Come on, roll a one. Roll a
Why?
one.
Where is
One.
One.
I'm
One,
no
one.
skills in
One.
diplomacy.
20?
One.
20?
Thank you. One.
One.
Roll that critical diplomacy.
Yes, roll that critical fail.
There is no fail on check.
14.
Okay, so he looks at you and says, well, my best guess is that the owner creates all of these things um, that kill all of those people. And perhaps it's something that actively changes reality, makes extraordinary things to happen, like the things that you already saw. And the more it exists, the worse it. This is what we all think. Nobody had ever reached the center and returned back.
Mm-hmm. So you sure it's not the old grandma that likes food?
What you got? Says no, I don't think so. She lives on the outskirts of the zone. It's not.
Yeah, the best hiding spot for everybody would think it's in the middle. It's a perfect spot to hide.
Says as far as we know, she was here even before the zone.
Mm.
But that's that's strange idea.
I think we
Actually,
should.
he says if you would confront her and survive, I mean, if you would kill her and leave, and the zone is still here, what then? We lose the only person that can save those who are um, damaged by the zone. What if she's actually holding the zone together from I mean not together but holding the zone from stopping it from expanding? What then?
We should go here on
Yeah.
vacation and just try to get to the center of the zone. Like a retreat. It would be nice.
Yeah, it's a very cool retreat. Yeah, you have mind fogs that kill that wipe your mind. It's nice.
Come on, we have to know what's in the middle of the zone.
Why not just
We
use
have to
the
kill
helicopter?
Strelok. I mean, come on.
No, you are Strello.
No, Amanda.
Okay then.
I'm not much.
I
I'm not
see
strong.
how it is.
Okay,
He
so
says, anything else you wish to ask me? It's just I'm not in any way lying to you. Mas,
I'm not saying you're lying. Well, there's one thing. How do you make so good food?
is he smiles. Is I can give you one of my old cookbooks if you wish.
Ooh.
Andrew will love it forever.
There's he says this will help you become a
Become a.
yes.
Better cook.
Ah,
Okay.
It's,
Yep.
that
Okay.
would be
it's
lovely.
a it's a manual. If you spend the time to learn from it, you will get um, profession cooking from it.
Okay. Will he get profession cooking as in Guardian cooking?
It's profession cooking allows you to it's through intelligence, and he's an engineer. He has intelligence. He says, I will give it to you for 150 points."
Okay.
And he shows you a very very big book, very large old book, very old. It's,
Any chance we could drive that price down a little?
I'm gonna buy that book then.
this is a manual that will give you the skill as a the profession main skill, and it will also give you a bonus skill point.
Nice.
So is this it?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
also, I don't let anyone else look inside the book.
All right.
Oh, and so
So
as
you
long
go
as you can cook it.
you go back to your jeep to the three villagers sitting at the
We'll squeeze.
there is plenty of room.
Can I drive?
Okay. Who's fighting for the driver's seat? Yeah.
Real quick, did they bring us that one brood? For the last favor?
What?
We were talking about, because we bought the thing full of items, and then they were going to go get us a,
Yeah, they got us. It's in the back.
okay.
They got us.
What did you take? A bird or
Yeah, we went with the brood.
Yeah, they gave you a cage. Inside of the cage, you see a very beautiful looking crow. Has no eye. It's blind. It has been born without eye.
Okay.
Aww, I'm gonna name him Edgar Allan.
Of course. I just imagine like a fucking jeep inside. There's a Finnish guy, an Italian guy, three b- very big Bulgarian villagers, a crow in a fucking cage, and on top of the car there's a wolf that's strapped to the top of the fucking
You
road.
could just tie the rope at the back of the jeep, and the wolf will run.
Ooh.
No, I'm not doing that with no driving. No. He's staying on the roof, he's knocked out, it's gonna be fine.
Also, we have to go through the guards, and it won't be a good thing for the dog.
I hope you have some right.
Okay, so I should do a drive check then?
Yes.
It depends who gets into the driver's seat first.
I'm not competing for it because I'm dealing with my animals.
Let's see how it goes. Aw.
It goes perfect. You drive down the road, and after a couple of hours, you suddenly to life, and you hear that the voice of that bureaucrat. He's like very, very. His voice sounds very tired. He's like,
Whose voice?
The guy that we met right after we landed.
Ah.
and he's like team 01.
Salve! I'm
He's
hearing
like-
the radio station.
he's
sorry.
like- he's like-
Salve!
Ah, you're alive. I mean, it's good that you're alive. It's so good.
Yes, life is good. It's a good thing.
We only set fire to the forest 2 times, so you had no reason to worry.
It wasn't a fire.
Oh, you also almost exploded that one person's house.
It wasn't fire, Yakumo. It was like 3 trees that were
I
burning.
grabbed
That's not a fire.
I grab the walkie-talkie or the radio, whatever, and just say, "Where do you pick us up?"
Yes, you have to go. He says, the runway.
What?
Okay.
The plane is ready to.
Okay. I hang up.
You know that you arrived in this way, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, and so you reach the border patrol, and of course they after they
Don't
see
just
the
relate.
after they see that huge wolf, they pull a heavy machine gun alongside the anti-tank, and their commander is like. Well, it has a lot of space on the back.
Okay.
Uh, it's more like a technical pickup truck.
Alright. As they start aiming it at him, I'm going to kind of just like wiggle out my window past the 3 other people. And kind of like put my arms up like, no, don't do that, it's fine. He's fine, this is Fluffy.
And the officer is like, oh, it's you. He's kind of first he's surprised. Actually. Secondly, he's surprised that there are villagers with him. And thirdly, he's surprised that there is apparently some monster tied on the roof.
And a fucking crow. Motherfucking crow.
No, he's not. He does not have a line of sight to the crow. He's the
Oh,
weird
okay.
backs, but he's like, what the hell is this thing?
This is
We
Fluffy.
found it.
This what?
We intend to keep it.
He
Tom.
shakes his head and he says, oh okay. You have the proper documentation, but if I will report it to this to the office, but if this thing gets away from you, breaks away and runs away, starts killing people, they're going to find you. Do you
You're
understand?
We're living in Bulgaria. Не пускай България, бе. Став спокойно.
Don't worry, he's an archaeologist. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
He blinks a couple.
Miko
Just,
looks tiredly at the captain and his bullshit.
He looks at the villagers. He sees the cage with the bird. He's like, aha.
Yes.
Alright, so it's I don't think this is very safe.
What are you talking about? This is perfectly safe.
We have a permit.
Yes,
I take out a piece of my notebook. Right, we can do what we want and give it. Do I need to roll like something for that to work?
Oh, you
No. He's like he continues with scratches his neck. And
So, whenever he does that, I am going to actually pull out my whole fake papers up for Jonathan Jackson. And, pull out basically a permit that says, hey, these guys have a good amount of authority.
Also, I'm gonna tell him, you know, if you just let us go, you're never going to actually see us again.
Yeah, pretty much.
his eyes lighten a bit. He says, "Yes." Did you hear me?
No.
No.
When you say that he's never gonna see you again, his eyes lighten up a bit, and he says, "You promise?"
Oh yeah, I never want to come see you again, so... Alright, let's get going.
I don't know, I kinda like it here. We should come back someday maybe, but on vacation, do not worry, not on personal, not on,
He says he looks at Enzo. Then he looks at Jonathan Jackson and he says, "Huh. I swear this guy was
okay, hold on,
wasn't supposed to be wasn't
Hold on,
wasn't able to
okay.
speak.
I
Wasn't
thought
Okay,
we were-
so...
I thought we were talking to the guy who we met when we landed, not the checkpoint guy.
Okay, said border guards.
Okay, I don't say anything then. Okay.
Well, you know this forest. Strange things can happen there. man.
Yes, You've heard of Baba Yaga, right?
His face completely changes and he says, okay, get the fuck out of my face. Fast.
And just looks at him and goes,
Just because she's chasing. Oh, never mind. Don't worry.
like Enzo actually times it, so the second he crosses the barrier, the line, he goes,
Okay. Roll me charisma check. Let's see how good you get. I want to see this. This will be creepy as fuck. Okay, this is fucking creepy. So yeah, you Jack presses the pedal. The jeep starts moving, and of course, he
You need to do a drive check.
no, and so suddenly stops talking and stuff. And he's like, get away faster! Get out of here! And one of the other soldiers is the one that he's holding the machine gun. He says, he turns and screams, Captain, they're cursed!
I'm still gonna kind of like hang out the window just a little bit, just in case they start firing.
No, they're not actually going to fire. They're just
Okay.
okay. So you reach the village town. The village is completely deserted. You do not see anybody. Even the tavern is closed.